is Sunday Karma, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. Alongside Greg Scalzo, Alex Strofe, and Kyle Wallace, here's Good Karma Brand's founder and CEO, Craig Karmazin.
Craig Karmazin on his way into the studio. Greg Scalzo, Alex Strofe, Kyle Wallace here with you for a Sunday Karma Super Bowl week edition, NBA trade deadline week edition. If you were on your way to work and you found a lost dog, would you stop edition? Here, a little ode to Jason Wilde.
Just ridiculous.
Of Sunday Karma. Kyle, all right, so we're on our way in this morning, right? The whole crew's back together.
Yep. We just can't get right. We can't. Last week it's sirens, and this week we got this.
Yeah, I thought the sirens were great last week. I thought it added to the show.
Yeah, I thought it was a good add.
Now we had another incident of flooding in the office, so I had to miss like 30 minutes of the second hour to go and help with that. But, you know, we were all back, right? We're all excited to come back in full strength, and we get a text from Craig Karmazin on the way into the studio here today. The Gruber Law Office is One Call That's All studios here at ESPN Milwaukee at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
I'm going to be late. Ran into 2 lost dogs on my way to the show, ...
So, I mean, to me, I didn't think twice. I was like, oh, that's very magnanimous. Like, I appreciate that he stopped and solved it. I mean, Kyle, we know if Strofe was on the way to the studio, he'd drive right by those lost dogs. He's like, I gotta get myself on the air today. You have an issue with Craig Karmazin not driving.
Kyle hates dogs.
No,
so
that's not true.
There.
It's not true. It's not true. It's just I have been coming to this show since 2018. I have never been late, not one single time. And I'd be danged if I was going to be late for some dogs. The fact that Craig drove past some dogs and decided that this show wasn't enough of a priority, but he had to go help Lassie out and Airbud out is ridiculous. And then on top of that, it was just negative 40 degrees this past week. You think Craig drove by some homeless folks and then kept on going? Oh, welcome.
Look who the dog drug in.
Nice of you to join us, Craig.
Well, I'll let him address the accusations of driving by homeless people himself. But I think it's a nice move. Like, dogs are helpless. If you see a dog out there,
they're meant to be in the wild. That's what they are. They're built for that. We
live in the wild. We live on streets with cars driving by.
It's not even.
Are you saying like a coyote?
No,
like
dogs.
I should.
Dogs. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Cuba. Guess what? I see dogs roaming the streets all across them countries. You think they can't roam the streets here? You got dogs in Antarctica, dogs in Alaska.
I don't think there are dogs in Antarctica.
I don't think that's accurate.
I don't think that one's. I think you were rolling pretty good there, but Antarctica, I think it's one step too far.
Maybe just polar bears.
Okay, wait. So, Kyle, do you want to be the person to tell little 7-year-old LaQuisha that her dog?
Oh, LaQuisha.
Well, I'm just picking a random name.
Ain't no LaQuisha's where you live. Ain't no LaQuisha's where you live.
How do you know?
Because I know. I know. Ain't no LaQuisha. Unless LaQuisha was adopted.
All right. Whether she was adopted or not, I don't think you should try to make LaQuisha feel bad. Because I'm saying, what about when little 7-year-old LaQuisha's dog gets hit by a car because I didn't stop and help it?
LaQuisha's parents should have made sure little FIFO didn't run out in the street. That's on them. I mean,
right. I understand, but we all make mistakes. We make mistakes. It doesn't mean we want people or living things to die as a result of them.
It's happened before, Kyle. Like, I have a dog. We have a fence in the backyard. It gets really cold. Sometimes the fence, right, changes. The latch comes undone. Dog escapes. Like, you know.
Or maybe LaQuisha was the one who was supposed to close the latch and she forgot.
Could have been
and
LaQuisha's
now
fault,
7-year-old LaQuisha, she's going to have to deal with that for the rest of her life.
LaQuisha going to learn life lessons today. So, Craig, what did you do with the dogs?
What happened?
What do you do with missing dogs? You take them and you pick them and you took them to the police station?
No. I mean, well, so typically what you do is
two of them.
There were two, and
were
in
they
this
friends?
case, they were unrelated. They were from two different families.
They had found a buddy. It's
No,
wild
and they
out here.
weren't even like near each other.
You picked these dogs up. You looked at the collar. You called the phone number. What happened?
No,
So
or
that-
you called Dog Protective Service.
So
like
I've
Child
probably
Protective
done this
Service.
I've probably done this not double-digit times.
So
for
you're a
me.
hero, is what you're trying to say.
No. I just love dogs, and I care about dogs, and I care. And I've had my dogs lost before,
Sure.
and I know what it felt like. I had a dog lost where I was pretty sure that a coyote had eaten it. Oh my God. Because it was gone, and it was like a little 10-pound dog that was, senile and 16 years old.
Craig was
and this
distraught.
Maddie, our Carmi trophy, the dog on the. I thought I had killed her.
You didn't kill it. A coyote would have.
No, that would have been me. That would have been me. It turned out a golden retriever found her and hung with her in a park overnight. Actually, not overnight. No, first of all, my dog Maddie was there overnight. I spent like 18 hours looking for her. But the thing is, it was snow all over. She was a white dog. She was tiny. You couldn't find her anywhere. A golden retriever ends up finding her, and she ends up being okay on a super, super cold night. But whatever.
And
so,
she survived.
Yeah, she survived.
Because dogs are meant for the wild.
Well, by the way, the police, when they brought her back, they were like, I just got to brace you. She's in really rough shape. And when I saw her, I was like, oh, no, that's how she always looks. That's great. That's great.
Oh. Okay, Craig. So if you saw a homeless person, would you stop?
No. No. These aren't homeless dogs. They are dogs that are homes, that have homes that need to be reunited with their homes. By the way, if there was like someone who I felt like was lost.
They're not homeless dogs.
They're not homeless dogs.
That's true. That's true.
They have homes. They're just lost.
Momentarily homeless.
If there was a lost person and I could help them find their home, I would.
Okay, I believe you.
So what happened?
So I'm pulling down the driveway and I see a dog.
In your driveway?
No, in the street, right? As
How long is your driveway?
That's a lot of
irrelevant.
information. That's
irrelevant.
a lot of information.
Irrelevant.
Well, is it in your front yard or is
No,
it?
it's in the street.
It's just a driveway.
Yeah,
like
just-
you're imagining it's a driveway.
No, you get out of the driveway and the dog's in the street. It
dog's in
doesn't
the
matter
street.
how long the driveway is. So
You're just imagining like the Simpsons, Mr.
Yes.
Burns mansion. Like,
Exactly.
So
that's exactly what
I
I'm
get-
driveway.
Bingo.
I get to the street and I see this dog. Now, the dog has like a invisible fence type collar on it. So
Didn't
I'm like,
work.
Didn't work at all.
right.
I grew up with a dog that would just run right through an invisible fence.
You have some gangster
Siberian
dogs.
Husky. She
Wait,
would just
by the
roll
way,
right through that
While
thing.
we're okay. Well, next segment we'll talk about if I think other people would stop for dogs. So I go the dog's pretty close to me and barking. So I'm like, can I go up and just grab it, see if it has a collar? It's scared of me and it's backing off anytime I go near it. So
Oh, that's a sign to leave it alone.
I happen to have some beef jerky in my hand.
Oh gosh.
So do you feed beef jerky to a random person's dog on the street?
Sure,
I
it's
decided I
grass-fed.
do.
Yeah, in order to save it.
I did,
think
right.
that's the right
Little
move.
9:30 beef jerky, huh?
Yeah.
Good for you.
So I decided to flip a little piece of beef jerky. It came closer and ate it. It was kind of like, for those old enough, it was kind of like E.T. I felt like I was like with the Reese's Pieces. I like was developing a little bond. So then the dog was like wagging its tail. It was super excited. And it was a tiny piece of beef jerky. So then I flip another piece like right by my feet. And it comes up, grabs it, and then sprints away from me, though. Still wanted nothing to do with me. Now, as I was doing this, I realized there's a second dog there that I figured had to be related. But the other dog, while this dog runs away, must have just smelled the beef jerky. So it just runs up and is like hugging me and like loving on me. And I had no beef jerky left for that dog. But I was like, wait, y'all aren't related, are you?
Yeah.
So then there was a nice couple walking by with their dog. And I was like, excuse me, do you know whose dogs these are? And they were like, oh, yeah, I know that one dog. That dog always runs up to us at the invisible fence over there. We can bring that dog. We should try to get that dog. I was like, I know, but that one won't really come close to me. The other dog will. And they were like, well, that dog is not brothers with that dog. That other dog has a different brother that's not him.
Oh wow. Y'all know all the little details.
Well,
what is going on?
Y'all some nosy-ass neighbors. Y'all know
you
people
know
work.
where the dogs are in your
If
neighborhood.
you walk dogs and
Yeah,
people
you
leave their
see
dogs
'em.
outside,
I
you
promise
get
you,
to
only
know
know
who they
2
are.
dogs in my neighborhood.
Kyle, you have talked famously many times about a certain dog in your neighborhood named Greg, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that husky just be running. They've tamed him. He hasn't run.
But like you also aren't walking around
Did
your
LaQuisha
neighborhood
tame him?
regularly.
I walk around my neighborhood, but I don't pay attention to dogs.
Who the hell's LaQuisha? Anyway,
When
so,
you have when you have dogs, you're more likely to notice dogs.
Yeah, not me.
So anyway, so the guy was like, I know where this dog is. Can I just jump in your car and can you drive me? Because it's like a half a mile to the dog people's house and I can let them know their dog's here. And we'll just assume the dogs will just keep hanging out here because they're here. And I was like, sure. And I drove the guy to.
so you let a stranger into your car.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a neighbor. Like
That's
it's
crazy.
Well, you
bro.
didn't know him though.
Yeah,
it's a stranger.
Yeah, that's a strange.
It's someone walking the dog in the neighborhood.
Well, they had a dog, or they were by themselves.
They had a dog.
Oh, they had a dog
and
too.
their wife, and the wife hung with the dog, and I drove the guy. I don't know if they're married. They could be, whatever. So that's what I did. See, Kyle? So I didn't just try to care about dogs. I didn't make the guy walk an extra half mile in the cold, and I drove him to
So
the
did we ever
people's
find
house.
the home of the other dog?
No, I got here to the show. I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, so they took over.
Yeah, they took over.
Oh,
Yeah.
woo,
I mean,
yeah.
I was 1 minute late for the show. I mean, what do you expect me to do?
Like 4, but still, who's keeping track?
Meanwhile, dog running around my neighborhood. I'm video recording them all in a panic, just running around.
What do you mean in a panic? What do you think's gonna happen?
my gosh! The woman was just I forgot the dog's name. Greg.
I think it was
The dog-
Greg.
It had a human name. I still have the video. She's running in my thing, and I saw the dog run by. I said, "Oh,
By
there's
his
the dog
thing,
right
he means
there.
his front yard.
Yeah, I said, "Oh, there he is." But,
And you're not helping?
None of my business.
No, he hates dogs.
None of my business.
But you're
Kyle's a dog
videoing.
hater.
But you're
No,
videoing a random person.
I'm videoing
Isn't that illegal?
No, she was in front of my property. If you're in the street, that is legal. What you talking about? They get all our information.
What are you
That-
gonna do with the video? Like, well, how you even video it?
Because I played it for the show. It
Oh,
was
okay.
hilarious. And I put it on Snapchat. I said, "Look at these fools. I don't like my neighbors. Look at these fools. Done lost this dog
No,
again.
nobody in their 30s uses Snapchat more than Kyle Wallace.
Look at these fools."
So
What
the
a
fact
great
that someone
neighbor you are.
the fact
the
that
worst.
someone is traumatized
He's the
by
worst.
like potentially losing a family member, you're just like laughing at them.
Listen. I've learned enough about them neighbors. Serves them right. I didn't care.
What if it was one of your kids?
Well, my kids wouldn't have dogs. And,
No, if it was
and
one of
they got grown kids. If it's children, it's different.
Kyle,
These
he's
are
not
grown kids.
asking about the dog. He's asking if one of your kids was lost.
Oh, you help a human being? What are you talking about?
Okay, so you just
A human being is actually like somebody that we should care about. Not saying dogs you shouldn't care
Yes,
about.
you
No,
are.
there's
Very much
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what you just say. It.
There's levels to it. There's legitimately levels to
I
it. But
think
I think
people
sometimes
do-
we get
okay.
these levels skewed where we
All
have
right.
dogs above humans.
All right, and I know Matt and Myron were just following along because they were talking about the Westminster Dog Show, so we're just following their path today.
Crazy.
But real quick, when we come back, I think it's normal, right? Like 800-990 ESPN. You could text or you could call us on the Carbless Talking text line. Less is more. Do you stop when you see a dog like in your neighborhood? 800-990-ESPN. It's 800-990-3776. We will talk about the Packers bringing everybody back. And something's going on with Giannis. It seems like business as usual. He just needs to rehab from an injury and business as usual for the Bucks. Or maybe not. We'll talk about that as well as we roll on. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th, as we will be hosting our second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Home Blow and Bailey Cope. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthawards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber, Steinhoffel, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do not miss out on the best community awards event of the year.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night Show for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
You've already put in the work. Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes, plus multiple start dates, Lakeland fits your life. Study 100% online at one of our 6 locations across Wisconsin or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. Customize your degree to fit your life, your goals, your future, without missing the moments that matter, at work or at home. Your experience matters here. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Many wins. Many wins. Waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This February, you could break the bank and get down with a share of $300,000 in prizes. Bust out your rewards card and play to earn entries. It all goes down with Thursday drawings. Break the bank. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Big news from Carbless, a fan favorite and one of my favorites. Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack, crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video. Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Is this the music you was listening to when you looking for Toto? Toto! Snoopy!
Kyle's on a roll today.
I don't know why you're.
He's such a dog hater.
I like dogs.
No, you don't.
I legitimately, I like.
It is your responsibility.
It sounds like you're jealous of them. It sounds like you're jealous of them.
No, I like dogs. I just find it fascinating.
You're a
the
liar.
infatuation that people have with dogs is like people will look at humans and will walk by them, but a dog is like, oh no, not the dog. Like that's it. I like dogs. I really do. My fiance, her grandma got a dog, and it was cute. I enjoyed being around
Anytime
dogs.
you have to say, I like dogs, I really do. It's the biggest tell that you don't like dogs.
I had a dog.
Like
I
I like Mark Chimera, but he just needs to shut up. That was one of the famous
I had a dog
lines.
growing up as a kid for like a year. And then we got rid of him.
Well, all right, so let's dig into that. What happened?
We weren't a dog family.
How old are you?
Got rid
10,
of
11. Yeah,
we
No
got
wonder
rid
he
of-
doesn't like dogs.
Wait, got rid of him.
Yeah, we
Like-
donated him to a family that had
Donated?
more time. Yeah, we gave them away. My mom.
No,
knew a
that's good.
family.
That's what you should do.
Yeah,
if
we
you don't,
we
if you
didn't
don't-
have time for the dog because
Were you attached to the dog?
I was, but here's the thing: when you have a dog, like people have to walk it and got to do all this. And my parents said, Kyle, like this is your dog, you have to do all this, and it was cool at first. But then, you have soccer practice, you have football, you got all these different things that happen from the age of the 5th grade to the 6th grade where it's like, wow, we got
I feel you as
And
a 5th, 6th grader.
And my parents was like, my mom worked late, my dad worked late. They're like, we don't have time for this. And so we decided to give the dog to
What
a
was the
better
dog's
family.
name?
I cannot tell you because it is.
Huh?
We use it for different stuff.
We use what?
The name?
Yeah.
Like for passwords?
Yeah.
What an odd. Nobody ever would have known that if you didn't say that. You could have just said
the name.
You could have just said the name.
Wait.
Now you can't.
Wait.
Doodles.
Wait, but it's that deep that he's still the
still
dog's
your
name
password?
gets used for the password.
There is a level of repression here that,
Doodles.
emotionally we feel.
Kyle,
Your
Doodles.
password's just Doodles 1 2 3.
Doodles.
Well, we don't need to guess the password, but Doodles. Oh, Kyle, man, I'm sorry about Doodles.
He's never worked through this trauma.
No, I've been.
You actually love dogs. You've had this front for years
I think
about hating dogs.
I think he hates himself more than he hates dogs.
I think he hates himself.
No, I don't hate dogs. I don't hate dogs.
No, you hate yourself.
It's just dogs they're needy. They like to jump on you. They just
You're
do
needy.
so much. I mean, it's just, and then here's
I'm
the thing.
sorry, Kyle. Kyle, I'm
you need a hug?
sorry.
But no,
Kyle, I'm sorry.
I appreciate that.
Kyle,
But think this.
no, really.
Think about it.
Really.
When you go out
Kyle,
of town,
Kyle, I'm sorry.
I appreciate that. But think about
Kyle.
this. You can take kids on vacation. You can't take dogs on vacation. You got to put them in a daycare.
No.
You
Put them in a kennel.
Many hotels.
Exactly. You
Many
gotta pay for
hotels
that.
allow dogs
Food,
now.
I stayed in a hotel with my
plane,
dog
and
2 months ago.
Who
No,
wants
you got
to
a
sit on
full-size dog. You shouldn't bring it on a plane.
I mean, yeah, but
I'm saying I agree with that. I think you drive.
Yeah, that's a great question. Would you rather be on a plane next to a big person or a dog, a full-size dog, a German Shepherd? I got a photo of both.
I'd rather be. I'd say my first choice would be next to a dog.
Agreed.
Ahead of a baby.
Agreed. Totally agreed on
Yeah,
that.
babies are. Yeah, dogs are. They just take up space if they're not in the aisle. Do they have to have an aisle seat?
I actually disagree. Give me the baby over the dog.
No.
A full-size
Really?
dog?
No,
Yeah,
grow
I have
up.
a picture of a
Dogs
German
on the
Shepherd.
plane are ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like when you see full-size dogs on a plane, it's like they shouldn't.
You know what
just
they don't do
shouldn't be
that?
there.
They don't cry, they don't whine, they don't scream.
How do you know they don't whine?
They do sometimes whine, but not as much as the babies. Greg, really?
I mean, like a baby's a baby. Like
I'm
the
saying,
parents,
if the
they're taking
person's
care
in
of
the
baby.
bulkhead, if the person's in that bulkhead seat, in that front seat, like the
What's bulkhead? What is that?
You're
That's
saying
rich
when I'm
person for
sitting
what?
there, like
no
That was
bulkhead.
rich person stuff right there. I don't even know what that means.
It's not a rich person. It just means you fly a lot.
I don't know.
Bulkhead
What is bulkhead?
Bulkhead is in the coach cabin, in the not in first class.
Okay.
Coach.
The first row,
So, Coach, you're not familiar with, though, right?
the first row of coach. Do you want to look at my Flighty app and see how many times I fly first class versus?
It's the bulkhead's where it's like elevated.
Strofe, you know nothing about life, so if every time I talk you're going to ask me a question, we're not going to get anywhere, in this conversation. So it's the row of the plane where you can't put your bags under the seat in front of you.
Yes.
Because there's no seat in front of you.
Yes.
Because it's the front row of basically coach, right?
Yes.
So
I'm
that
familiar.
is where typically if someone has a full-size dog, they would be, and because that's where they would have the most space to potentially lay down, and the dogs are often very well behaved. Now, I've been on some flights with some like otters and other like animals that people have
Look,
that are
I'm
like
pro dog. I just think like
Maybe
if
not
you've
an
got
otter,
a
I
big
don't know.
dog, just don't bring it on a plane. They don't want to be on the plane. Like that's my thing. And I've had a dog my entire life. I'm not Kyle. I love dogs.
You're somewhere in between, Kyle. and,
No, I'm
you
not.
know.
No, I'm
Ooh,
not.
I don't know.
I'm just
You're
saying
definitely
the
not
plane
Craig.
thing-
You're definitely not Craig level.
I don't know
I'm
about
not,
that.
no, I'm not saying my level.
I've stopped to help dogs before. I would have done the same thing that Craig did.
Just for
I've
me to
done
get
that.
bit? Hell no.
No. I mean, again, you play it out. You see what the dog is like trying to give you. You don't push it. I would do the same thing.
Wait,
there.
did
I think they're
Doodles
two
bite
different
you? Is that
conversations.
why y'all?
Have we just landed on Kyle's traumatized? That's why he
Not at
pretends
all.
to hate dogs?
I enjoy dogs. My friend had a great dog.
What kind of dog was Doodles?
He was a lab.
It was a he?
Yeah, he was a lab, and like my former, he wasn't a friend, neighborhood kid. They had a whole bunch of puppies, and my parents said, "Don't go buy those puppies, Kyle," and I did, and I ended up with a dog.
Chocolate lab, yellow lab, black lab. What was it?
Black with white chest.
I had a black lab.
That's a
growing
good
up,
looking
too.
dog.
but he liked to
Doodles.
run. He wanted to run. He wanted to run. My friend had a pit bull, loved it, very disciplined. I just sent y'all a photo of the dog on the plane. That's a big-ass dog.
Do you have any pictures of Doodles? Like, is it your home screen on your phone?
My parents had a picture of me with the dog back in the day when I was a child.
Ah.
Can we get a hold of those?
Can we throw that up on the?
I would have to find
on
it
the social media.
Yeah, let's get that
for
on
those
YouTube.
watching on YouTube. All right, we got to talk about the Packers and all these guys being back, as well as what's going on with the Milwaukee Bucks. A lot of questions coming in to me about the Milwaukee Bucks. First of all, what's up with Jason Wilde? He's coming up at 11 today.
11 o'clock, according to Stroh. Excuse me.
Volleyball tournament for one of the kids.
Yep. So, all right. So we got Wilde coming up at 11. We have Packers stuff to talk about. We have Bucks stuff to talk about. Would we say are we thinking about the NCAA tournament yet, or are we not thinking about that for the Badgers?
Not yet.
After winning yesterday?
No, they should be making the.
I'm always thinking about the tournament.
I mean, you're a big college hoops guy, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so are we thinking?
Are you a big college hoops guy?
Huge, yeah.
Oh, okay.
For the tournament, he is not for the season.
Like, are you watching like?
Yeah.
Did you watch Kansas BYU
Tennessee
yesterday?
last
I did,
night?
yeah.
This is not the time to lie.
That game was. Did you watch Auburn Tennessee last night?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I saw Rick Barnes
Tennessee
said though.
victory.
Okay, because it wasn't. Because it was during the.
He's a big college basketball
yesterday
guy.
was Royal Rumble day, for the record, and then UFC. I was watching UFC last night. Rick Barnes though said he thinks his players are betting on the game. That's why they turn the ball over so much. Did you see that
No,
quote?
he didn't.
Yes, he did. He made that joke in a press conference last night after that game.
Wait, that what?
That's probably not a.
Barnes said. Sometimes
He joked that he said, right?
He
was
joked,
being in jest.
Correct. He was
Yes.
being facetious, I guess. But he said, sometimes I wonder if my players are betting against themselves because their turnovers are so sloppy.
Yeah.
Probably not the joke to make, though.
Not especially after you had some guys just recently.
That's what I'm saying.
Names get released about what
Yeah,
happened.
one of the Badgers guys.
A former. He
was a transfer. He was going to play the season.
Yeah, they cut him before.
They got a cut before the season anyway.
Well, people are on so many.
Why did you ask about the tournament?
People are on so many teams. I was just, as we're thinking about where we are now, it's February, right?
It's time to start.
So it's like,
focusing on college
do we think about college basketball in February, or do we think about college basketball in March?
No, you think about it in February, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, this is Super Bowl week, NBA trade deadline. As soon as the Super Bowl's over, then college basketball
takes
definitely,
over.
ascends. You start doing the tournament
And the
watch.
Badgers are fun all of a sudden. I thought they weren't going to be very good.
They've been fun all year.
Yeah,
They
had
have
they had
been.
that little stretch where it was like, how
But
good
it's
are they?
I'm not saying
Yeah,
they're
they've won
great.
whatever it
I'm
is,
saying
4 or 5
but
in a
like
row.
they're like that game against Minnesota last week was such an encapsulation where they
sloppy.
go down in the first half and they put up 50 points in the second half, and defense isn't great, but the offense can score. That's a fun Badger team. For all the Badger basketball fans 10 years ago that were complaining this team only scores 55 points,
Yeah.
they could put up 100 any moment. That's a fun team.
They
Right.
can.
Yeah, I mean, it was like for 20 years, it was like you knew every player on the team, and then you knew they could put up 65 points. Now you don't know anyone on the team because it turns
Jonathan
over quicker.
Blackwell. Like,
Yes,
that's the one
yes,
guy.
I agree.
But he's like, all right, he's like a Badger. It makes me feel good. He's the one holdover in terms of,
Well,
you have
Nolan
Nolan
Winter,
Winter
too.
and a
Yeah.
couple others. But like, Blackwell's the star, you know?
He is. See, John Blackwell, and then you add some other guys to go with it. But we'll see what happens if they're able to actually make a run. But I like to see them in competition this year.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I guess that'll be the Badger basketball we discussed for the day.
When do they play
because-
Illinois? They play Illinois this week?
When
on
we-
Friday? Saturday? That's the next game?
At Indiana on Saturday,
Oh,
and
and
then
then-
at
That's what
Illinois
it is.
on Tuesday, February 10th.
There it is. Big games coming up.
Before hosting Michigan State on that following Friday. So, yeah, big games coming up. All right, well, where are we going? Packers or Bucks? What are we coming back with? You guys pick 2 out of 3 wins.
I say Bucks. That's a big story.
Yeah, I think we got to go Bucks.
All right.
4 games in 6 days, trade deadline.
All right. And a big one against the Celtics today. We'll talk Milwaukee Bucks as we continue. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kessler's gives you diamond choices that no one else can give you.
We have all the colors and clarities and carat weights of diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers, newborn created diamonds.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond.
Tell them what an anniversary diamond is, Monica.
An anniversary diamond can be twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Why twice as big?
Every diamond makes a statement.
Okay.
The anniversary diamond says, I love you twice as much today as the day I married you.
Now tell them about our miraculous no small print warranty.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
Yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate.
We've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MATCH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MATCH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MATCH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. A new one this season honoring Coach Tom Crean. Third coaching banner with number 77 Al McGuire and Hank Raymond. Crean's 2003 team went to the Final Four. He brought in Dwayne Wade and helped get Marquette into the Big East. An honor for Crean long overdue. And the proper order of what he accomplished, Big East, Final Four, and most importantly, Tom Crean convinced Dwayne Wade to come to Marquette. Medicare won't cover everything. That's why you should consider a Medicare supplement. WPS Medicare Supplement Insurance helps reduce those out-of-pocket costs when you need medical care. And it's guaranteed renewable for life as long as premiums are paid. Call Saganiac Planning today, 262-783-6161. Ask about WPS Medicare Supplement Insurance. The intent of this advertisement is solicitation of insurance. Contact may be made by the insurer or a licensed agent. Neither Wisconsin Physician Service Insurance Corporation nor its agents or products are connected with the federal Medicare program.
Kyle Broston Nortman, KBN.
It is okay for us to say Jordan Love is successfully following in the footsteps of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. That is the guy that I want.
On 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, I assume since y'all wanted to talk about the Bucks, it meant that you want to talk about NBA Pioneers Day with the initial NBA Pioneers Classic today as the Milwaukee Bucks take on the Boston Celtics. Start of Black History Month and celebrating 75th anniversary of Chuck Cooper, Earl Lloyd, and Nat Sweetwater Clifton as the first NBA black players in 1950. So that is today. We will talk about the Bucks, but first, let's look at the text line. We have a lot of action going on. I saw a dog outside yesterday. Oh, it was a coyote. I keep the real dogs inside.
Oh, boy.
Later at night, we just went out and ate snow and went back in. By the way, we have a lot of coyotes in the neighborhood.
Man, listen.
Those are scary.
I didn't realize coyotes were so vicious when it came to regular dogs. They
Big
eat their
time.
own.
Big time,
They will
yeah.
eat
Just the little ones. If you got a big dog, you don't got to worry too much about the coyotes. But there are a lot of coyotes. That's for sure.
Kevin says, I don't stop if I see a dog roaming my neighborhood. How do I know that it's lost?
Thank you.
It's Kevin from Washington.
If it's by itself, what do you think?
Could be going for a little walk. They come home. Don't cats leave and come home? Do dogs do the same
Cats
thing?
are different. Cats are different than dogs.
Nah, I don't want either of them.
John in Milwaukee says dog owners stop, non-dog owners don't stop, and as do dog haters who don't even think about it.
Kyle?
I'm not a dog hater.
Yes, you are.
No. I just hate that people like dogs more than like humans. That's it.
Dogs are better than humans.
Mitchell says, my wife and I will definitely help out lost dogs, but she always wants to keep them. It's a process for sure. That's me. I like him like, well, maybe the person doesn't want it anymore. Maybe I should have it. It's so cute. Yeah. Bloody says, can the panel name the top 5 teams in college basketball right now?
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay, Strophy, you want to go for all 5?
Yeah, I'll go for all 5. It's Arizona, UConn, Michigan, Duke, Nebraska. I think is that order. Nebraska's 5, I think.
Arizona,
Nebraska's
UConn, Michigan,
5, yeah.
Duke, Nebraska.
Yep.
There you go. Nicely done.
Yeah, Michigan State was top 10. May still be top 10. Right?
Yeah.
Big Ten's good this year.
Yeah. Nebraska's out of nowhere. That's fine.
Evan says the Badgers are a fun team now. Losing to Nebraska by 30 this season wasn't fun.
No, but again, it is a fun team because they could also go and beat Nebraska. They beat Michigan. Like it's a
Yeah, the Badgers are. It feels like a Sweet 16 team finally.
Oh.
It feels like it. They've got the ability.
Ball goes in the hoop. They can't play defense really.
They
so
can't play
it's
defense.
just like, although their defense is getting better, I will say. Shout out to Coach Gard and the staff there.
He's such a good coach.
It's hard to build a defense when you got new guys every year, but if the ball goes in, they can beat just about anybody.
Do you think Greg Gard gets the appropriate amount of credit?
No.
All right. Appleman says, I'm part of a drone service that looks for missing pets and kids.
Hold on, I'm glad we got to the important stuff. Shout out to my guy Appleman, by the way.
Appleman.
Jacobson's Orchard.
Can we do you
Kevin's the
realize
man.
do we realize that he said pets and kids instead of kids and pets?
Well, maybe it's
Like
because
the
it's more.
priority.
But maybe
we're asking about
But
pets.
maybe it's also maybe there's more there's a greater number of pets than
There's
kids.
a drone
so.
service that looks for kids out there. That's crazy.
It's kind of creepy when you
It
said
is.
it. When Kyle said it that way, it sounded creepy.
No, for real. Just
I'm guessing it means missing children,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
In a rural area, kids get lost in the woods.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not from.
I mean, kids get lost.
I got lost at Kmart. I didn't get lost in the woods. I'm from the city. So
I'm saying kids get lost in the city too.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, we see that.
their loss is a little bit different.
No, but
Usually white van lost out in the city.
All right. On to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Such an idiot.
It's true.
On to the Milwaukee Bucks. So, what is the feeling of what is going to happen in the next week?
Nothing.
Yeah, and will you be happy if nothing happens?
Yeah, because I've used the divorce analogy as the resident expert on divorce. I think the papers have been picked up.
I like how 3 of the 4 of us are from divorced families, but he feels like he's the resident expert on it.
Yeah.
Well, how many divorces have you been through?
He has been through more divorces,
Oh, okay.
I will say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of my parents have been divorced twice.
Oh, that is
And a broken engagement.
And a
So
broken
it's
engagement
really,
for my
it's really
father,
4.5.
yeah. It's
yes.
4.5.
And the Mike McCarthy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
5.5.
there's no divorce there.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Okay.
And somehow we've uncovered that Kyle actually has the most repressed trauma from his childhood because of doodles.
Yeah,
that's
the
correct.
dog.
I feel like they've picked up the papers, but nothing's signed. And if you get past Thursday, you buy yourself 4 months to at least attempt to
Go
repair
to
the
family
relationship.
therapy,
right.
mediation.
Yeah, take her out on a date, buy some flowers, try to win her back over, right? And I think that's what the Bucks have the ability to do if they get past Thursday. And look, it's going to be hard to win Giannis back over because I don't know how you in the next 4 months go from this team stinks, the guys around him aren't built to win a championship.
that's where I want to go, which is that the trade deadline to me is not just about Giannis, right? It's about are there ways that you can make this roster more appealing in the long term? And by the way,
they're buyers on Thursday?
Do we trust
that?
that?
Was the initial report, but now he's injured. Now they're not winning.
Again, you're
let Craig finish. I know where he's going with this.
Yeah.
Just let him get through his point here.
What I'm saying is, you may think that's by buying, but I think if you're looking to make the roster more desirable, I think what you want to do is maximize the value of this year's first-round draft pick, which would not necessarily mean you're a buyer. And you would also be looking at, how do I acquire more first-round picks? So do I have any talent that is good enough to allow me to acquire a first-round pick? Or am I willing to take on any other contracts? And I'm not allowed to specifically mention anyone on the air, but like, whatever. Let's just say there's people who are paid a lot of money for a bunch of years, and maybe they're suspended for drugs and right now, and
I don't know.
And no one would want them,
Can
right?
I say names?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
can do
could
whatever
be
you
like
want.
a Paul George, right? Could it make sense? Or
So, and you're saying like if the
He can't say yes or no, but I will say yes.
right, and you're saying like if a team would want out of that contract, and you could get a first round pick or two in exchange for willing to take on that contract, and you have salaries that match where
and
you
it
can
makes
make
sense
that trade.
because in a wide open East, you've got two young stars and Maxey and Edgecombe, and you've got Joel Embiid playing well, and
by the way,
add a who knows, a Miles Turner,
and if you don't have to pay, and by the way, you don't have to pay that person because they're suspended for the next 25 days, and they're not going to help you win, so that maybe helps your draft pick be a little better for this upcoming draft. I'm not,
Yeah, because you've got basically the best of, right, when it comes to Pelicans and Bucks pick this year.
You have the
Or
worst
of, excuse me. And if both of those end up being top three picks, then you've got three stars. Stars.
A dream
coming out of the
scenario
draft.
is I literally, it was yesterday I was in the shower. My dream scenario, because I think about
I don't know that
all
we
types
needed
of
that
things.
detail.
But that's where I was, because we think a lot in the shower.
Yeah, we do.
I'm in the shower and I was thinking, boy, the dream scenario for the Bucks would be if, I haven't watched the lottery in years. I really haven't cared. I've seen it, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
Is that all of a sudden the top three teams or the final three teams are the Bucks and the Pelicans are part of that. That's a dream scenario. I'm like, oh my God.
and that's usually when they go to commercial, right?
And it doesn't matter because you're top three, and in this class where they say the top five guys might be better than what Cooper Flagg is, even though Cooper Flagg is balling right now. That's incredible. That's incredible for the Bucks.
Yeah, it's a good year.
I mean, that would be insane, right?
Yeah. So whether you move on from Giannis or not, you still have potentially a franchise-type guy waiting for you.
I'll just point this out, too.
And
I think it's a stat.
And the last thing I want to say, just because I didn't mention anything about Giannis, the one thing I'll say is that assume right now all these teams think they have a chance to win the championship. But assume in June, in July, in August, all of the teams will have realized that they didn't win the championship except one. And so what teams are willing to offer now as compared to what they're willing to offer then could change dramatically. And Giannis will have a healthy offseason, right? Again, he has played so much basketball with all of the postseason the Bucks have had, with all of the injuries, with all of the EuroLeague, all of the different things, right? Like the Eurobasket. Like this offseason will be the healthiest, most rested Giannis will have been in a decade, right? Like, so if Giannis ends up not, and maybe Giannis does come back and leads the Bucks to the play-in, and who knows what happens this year, but if Giannis doesn't play again this year and he is still a Milwaukee Buck, he'll be the healthiest version we've seen in a decade, and we may be putting him alongside multiple first-round picks, including, potentially a high-level lottery pick.
Yeah, I think you saw it last year, right? This was the Rockets where they had a good year, got to the deadline, said, you know what, we want to see what we have. Mm-hmm. And then the offseason, they went out and they got Kevin Durant. And you could look at the Pistons, you could look at the Spurs, you could look at some of these teams that might have, young stars.
The problem is last year, like Durant wasn't Giannis, so you can't really compare because the Rockets didn't have to give up much for Durant.
But I'm saying, they weren't willing to do it because you don't want to mess things up mid-season, I think. I think that's the other concern that teams might have where they hold back.
Well, in that case, I think Durant, Phoenix would have thought they could have gotten more for him, and then they realized with
Durant's also
that
38.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Giannis and Durant are in very different places.
I'm just saying from a team perspective, there are teams right now that are going to look at it and say, are we really going to sell out? Like, again, I'll go back to Detroit. Are we really going to sell out for Giannis? When's he going to come back? If he comes back before the playoff, will that hurt our chemistry and not help it? I think the one team that's going to be desperate to try to get him there, I think you could look at the Heat as well, but I think Golden State's the one that's just going to be like, we'll do anything right now to pair him with Curry, and every year we have Steph Curry is a year where we're going to try to go all in. That's the one that I think worries me the most when looking at what could work for everybody.
Why does it worry you, though, if the Bucks are going to be diligent about making sure that they get the right deal for Giannis and not just trading out?
Because I think if you're looking at how to win another championship for the Bucks, it's much easier to retain Giannis and try to win him back than to just go into a full-on rebuild.
I know, but I'm saying, but why does it worry you, Golden State? Because
because he's saying he doesn't want a trade at all.
I know,
and so he's worried that Golden State might be able to figure out a way to make it work, or that Giannis would want to go, and then the Bucks feel like they need to.
They don't have enough for me. They don't have enough assets. I don't want Draymond.
They could get 4 firsts and 2 swaps.
In 2031 and 2032, I don't want that.
Well, those are valuable again because those are after Steph Curry, right? If you're saying that's after Steph Curry, those are more
what the Thunder were able to do, right? When they traded James Harden and they traded.
The Bucks don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Bucks don't have full control over their draft picks until 2030?
2031.
So if I don't have control over the next couple of years, not being able to get some assets in now, I can get a great kid in now, but if I can't build in right now, then you're talking about delaying it even more. You have to get assets now and later.
If you're Golden State and you put together a package and you get Jonathan Kuminga there and you get Jimmy Butler and his contract, then the Bucks next year could rehab Butler and before the deadline ultimately flip him on an expiring contract in order to bring in more draft reserves.
Exactly.
Like if they're going to level this thing, then they're going to level it.
You can't
they're
trade.
not.
They're going to take a page out of the Thunder's playbook.
I don't want them to do it.
Right. Greg's point is he doesn't want them to do it, but his concern would be if they get 4 firsts from Golden State, and then they think in the offseason they could trade Kuminga for another first, and then they could rehab Jimmy Butler, and before the trade deadline, trade him for another first.
A whole bunch of ifs.
So then. Right,
and what was it? If and buts were what, Strofe? Peanuts and nuts.
Peanuts and something.
I'll be an elephant.
Chris says my dog keeps eating deer turd, so that's pleasant. All right, pleasant. More as we continue at Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Break down all the lines, the locks, and the long shots with a weekly wager.
Yes, we know you made it this far, but you lost the way we told you have to stop losing.
With Josh DiMaggio and Ben Brust.
You were a better team, you had a big lead, and then you did what we saw you do 3 weeks previous?
Tune in Wednesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is teeing up the 3rd tournament of the season with another can't-miss event and 1,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Olson, inviting you to a 2-man scramble at the iconic TPC Scottsdale, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious state-of-the-art simulator. Sign up now at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and teams must get their round in by February 28th. Your chance to take on TPC Scottsdale starts today at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at 3 Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit 3 Pillars with living longer.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in. especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
When you think about community involvement, you instantly think about Gruber Law Offices. It's amazing how often you're just walking down the street and see a Gruber Law Offices t-shirt. It's so amazing how often the Milwaukee Bucks make three-pointers and instantly you see Gruber Law Offices t-shirts. It's no coincidence. The Bucks have been the most efficient three-point shooting team in the NBA the last few years. Maybe just need to shoot a few more. Gruber Law Offices, incredible, family-owned, community-involved, nationally recognized, but local right here in Wisconsin. If you are ever injured, remember, one call, that's all isn't just like a marketing slogan. It is a way of life. It means that when you are injured, one call allows you to have the peace of mind to know a local team with 35 plus years of helping tens of thousands of people are then working for you. So remember, you're injured, it's Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. So there was a lot of talk about the Packers' injuries when I was like, LaFleur should be back and, shouldn't panic and all that. And it's like, look at the 49ers, look at all these teams. Like, as we look at the teams who are in the Super Bowl, do we think that either of them would be there if they had had comparable injuries to what the Packers had?
We're doing this again.
Yes.
Okay. Who knows?
Okay, wait. So let's say you're wearing your Patriots. You're wearing your Patriots.
Yes.
Right? Who would be the comparable players?
Maybe Christian Gonzalez to getting injured that you would have from
he's
a
the Micah Parsons. Okay.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry doesn't quite equal Tucker Kraft, I don't think.
No, because guess what? The Patriots don't have a weapon nearly as good as Tucker Kraft, and they're still in the Super Bowl.
Right. So they don't have weapens like that. They did have injuries on their offensive line.
And their offensive line's horrible.
Right, that could be comparable. And so the answer is they narrowly beat the Broncos, even with all those guys healthy, and they wouldn't have beat the Broncos.
And missing Bo Nix.
That's all up in the air. We can play the game of hypotheticals.
And the Broncos missing their quarterback.
Were what?
Peanuts and
nuts. Peanuts are nuts. That's not the saying.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. The Packers endured injuries. And if we're going to say that's the only reason they haven't gotten to the Super Bowl this year, then I'm still interested in why they haven't been able to get to the Super Bowl since 2010.
As much as I hate to agree with you, I agree with you.
I think I look at both franchises, Craig, and I'll use a Tom Brady quote: "Is if all you ever do is all you've ever done, all you'll ever get is all you've ever got." Right? Both of these teams ultimately made major changes in the offseason, probably premature when it came to people being critical of the Seahawks getting away from Geno Smith and ultimately bringing in Sam Darnold, right? And the Patriots getting rid of a first-year head coach and saying he's not it. Let's move on quickly and get a Mike Vrabel. And both of these teams have realized that what got them to where they weren't going to get them to that next level, and they're at the next level. Meanwhile, the Green Bay Packers are saying, you know what? We're just going to continue down the same road that's gotten us to be a wild card team, to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, but you can't say that.
That's not true. They got Micah Parsons.
They just traded for Micah Parsons. Which is the most un-Packer-like thing. The last time they did anything close to it,
Charles Woodson.
which wasn't as aggressive, was Charles Woodson.
Yeah.
I mean, Reggie White.
I love that
the
move.
Reggie White signing is the only thing that you can compare to that trade.
And Charles Woodson, nobody really wanted.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The Reggie White trade is the only thing you can. So you can't just say the Packers are doing the same thing that they've done for the last 15 years.
It's the one reason against complacency, right? It's the one argument you can make against that.
Yeah.
I think your point overall is pretty close to true, which is unfortunate.
What's the argument, though?
His argument is he's
is
arguing
that every team who loses should panic and blow up their team?
No. It worked for the Patriots, obviously. They went from 3 wins, spent the most money in free agency, brought out a new head coach.
But you're talking about 3 wins. You're not talking about a team that was favored to go to the Super Bowl before their best player got hurt.
Look, what gets you here, is that going to get you there? And that's what the Packers have to determine.
Is a fair argument. Yeah. Right? And I think that's what both of these teams show.
I was the most critical all those years of the Packers being unwilling to make that move. But
so you hated the McDermott move and the Harbaugh move because those guys were successful.
No.
McDermott move
Again, I'm not saying I hate all those moves. I'm saying in the Packers specific situation, this was in my mind, the right way to stay the course, because I think the most important thing you need in the NFL is a really good play caller with a really good quarterback, and the Packers have that, and the Packers are set up to be Super Bowl contenders.
100%.
I wouldn't get rid of Matt LaFleur. I've said that many times. I think the entire structure of how they operate, and you still have Russ Ball and Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur all now going into Ed policy. You don't have a line.
So you would have got rid of Goody?
I would have gotten rid of Goody
after he just traded for Micah and drafted
bidder.
Jordan
That's
Love.
like me going and being like, hey, you know what? Guess what I won at this auction that I went to? Well, yeah, you paid the most. You didn't win it.
He didn't pay that much for him, though.
He paid the most. On the market.
I'm with Greg. I'm with Greg on this one. If I had to choose between them, I'm choosing Goody to go because
I'll take LaFleur over Goody too, but I don't think he deserves to be fired.
Yeah, I'm not a Goody guy, but he got Jordan Love right.
What happened?
That's
great. So you want to be more, so you're prioritizing loyalty to your organization over winning.
No, not loyalty. Not loyalty. I'm saying the hardest thing you need a general manager who can pick quarterbacks. That's how life works in the NFL, and every other NFL GM gets some right, gets some wrong.
And I would give him a very generous severance and say, you know what, Goody? You got us through the transition from Rodgers to Love. We don't think you can get us to a Super Bowl. What you did was so valuable. You'll be revered here forever. Thank you.
You don't think this roster?
This roster is not a Super Bowl worthy roster. They don't have a defensive line. They don't have an offensive line. They don't have a defensive backfield. They got one superstar in defense that ultimately, if he's injured, you can't win a Super Bowl. That's not a way to build a team. And you've got one great quarterback on offense where, again, he needs to be Superman because he doesn't have a great offensive line. He doesn't have a stud weapon, and there's misalignment between the players.
Tucker Kraft's a stud.
Maybe he did it for 6-7 games.
The New England Patriots, all their stud weapons. You just said they have no weapons that matter.
But they built an offense that fits their offensive coordinator, right? You have a line.
And so do the Packers. The Packers' offense is good enough to get it done this year.
The line is questionable this year.
No, I based off this season, based off everything around it, the fact that the Seahawks with their roster are first-year quarterback, and you have the Patriots, a team that beat nobody this year with a good quarterback, has made it to the Super Bowl, Greg. The Packers had an actual shot based if they were healthy. But the problem is the fact that when you do have a guy go down like a Devontae Wyatt, like a Zach Tom, and a Micah Parsons, you completely don't win another game after that. And that is disappointing, and that shows you that the depth isn't where it needs to be. And I think Greg alluded to it. If you have a roster...
By the way, I would also say the depth of the coaching staff in some way, because the two Bears games were both ridiculously winnable and are ridiculous that they didn't win.
I don't think the Bears game was coaching. The first Bears loss, I don't think that's coaching. That comes down to execution. A coach put you in a position on fourth down where Keyshawn Nixon's supposed to stay on his zone, stay on his man. He didn't do it. Romeo Doubs, he was put in a position to recover the ball, and it hit off him. So that's not coaching. That's just guys.
That still makes me so angry.
Lack of execution.
Keyshawn Nixon being your star quarterback.
That's
an issue.
He's a Pro Bowler.
That's an issue.
That falls on
so is Shedeur
Goody.
Sanders.
But this year, this Packers team, I don't think they would be Super Bowl ready because we weren't going to get the 1 seed. I don't think anybody's going in Seattle to win. But the Packers could have made it to an NFC championship with this roster, and we're having a completely different conversation about what next year looks like if it wasn't for Micah Parsons, Zach Tom, Devontae Wyatt, Tucker Kraft going down. So now it is up to Goody to say, okay, this is possible.
Yeah.
How do I ensure that our team doesn't lose the last
and
5
Greg,
games?
I know you're going to say, everyone has injuries, but
if Devontae Wyatt, we're saying that was he's your best defensive lineman because your defensive line stinks.
Devontae Wyatt played.
Devontae Wyatt's not
the best run stopper.
He was playing really well this year, though. If you watch these games, Devontae Wyatt was playing really well. If it's one thing to lose Mike and lose you said what?
They didn't want to sign him.
No, they did.
Right?
They gave him the 5th-year option.
Yeah, next year's his 5th year.
So Devontae Wyatt, if he doesn't go down, the defensive line is the defensive line is in a better situation than signing random dudes off other teams' practice squads and plugging them and playing them.
So what happens next year if they don't get to and win a Super Bowl?
Well, it's a really big offseason for Brian Gutekunst. I don't care about the contract extension that was announced at 2 p.m. on Friday, right? You've got to fix your mistakes. The Micah Parsons thing was great, but he sucked in free agency last year. The draft was horrible, right? Matthew Golden was your first-round pick. He didn't have a good game and he wasn't part of the game plan until the playoff game. Sure, he can get credit for Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs 2 off seasons ago, but you've got to fix this offensive line. You've got to add to the defensive line. To your point, Greg. So it's a big-time offseason for Goody. If we're going to stay with the norm, which I'm fine with, you've got to make something happen this offseason. So contract extension's great, but you've got to prove it this offseason, specifically for him.
Hunter says, let Scalzo cook. Jason Wilde coming up next. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
From the opening kickoff to the 5th quarter, through the cold, the rain, and the grind of Saturdays in Camp Randall, Badgers don't quit. It's the roar on 3rd down, the jump around that shakes the stadium, the traditions you bring to life every game day. Badgers are in it together, and the 2026 season starts with you. Wisconsin football season tickets are on sale now. Lock in your seats for every home game at uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. Be a part of what it means to be a Badger.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
This is Wisconsin basketball head coach Greg Gard. This is 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD2, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, let's look at the Carveless Talking text line where Liz is more. Kawika says, I can name 15 quarterbacks better than Jordan Love, so can you. I don't know that I can name 8 better than him. I don't think I can name 8 better than him right now. I think he's pretty high level.
Well said, Kyle.
Kevin from Washington says, where's Jason Wilde? I'm listening to Lost Dog Talk here.
Well said, Kevin.
It's a good question. Where is Jason Wilde? I think Kyle's talking to Jason. Or to his voicemail.
I mean, how many pets does Jason have at this point? If I said over under 8 pets, over under 8 pets.
8 pets, I'll go over.
As Jason Wilde's legal counsel, he is not allowed to discuss the number of pets he has in his house.
Yeah. Okay.
Brown County has a limit on those things, and I think he's exceeding.
You're
good.
Mike McCarthy's son. You can't get an exception for him through Brown County.
That's true.
Love Brown County. Good county.
I do think Jason would pull over to help a lost dog, however.
Would you, Jason? Jason, if you're going to be late for like something, would you pull over if there was a dog on the side of the road?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
That makes 3 of us.
Yep.
4. What about
4?
me?
Oh, you would?
You never chimed in.
Yes, I did.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a dog guy.
5.
Kyle wouldn't because he has trauma from
Doodles.
From Doodles.
Nah, I'm just,
Doodles 1, 2, 3. On
I don't
Facebook.
know. Last thing I want to do is get bit by a dog, and it's gonna cost you more money, Craig. I got hospital bills, all type of stuff.
So, anyone here who wouldn't trade, who would say no if the Seahawks came calling and said, "Hey, we'll give you Sam Darnold for Jordan Love"? We'd all say no. Correct?
I'd say no.
Yeah, we'd all say no. Right. I mean, the idea, I don't want to read too much into the one text. I think we all think Jordan Love is solidly top 10 now, right, Jason? Would you put him top 10?
Top 10-ish, sure. I don't know. Like, I thought he played great against the Bears until he didn't in the playoff game, right? And some of that was obviously the offensive line protection was atrocious. But, look, I think he's a very good quarterback. I don't love your QBR. I saw that QBR had him as the best quarterback in the league during the final 2 months.
Yep.
And I just must not understand exactly what all goes into that because I'm always surprised by. They didn't win. I thought winning was part of that. Isn't that part of the equation? They lost 5 in a row to close the season. So I think he's still a work in progress.
He was, by the way, the best postseason. Good. He has the best postseason QBR and was second only to Drake May in regular season QBR. Greg likes any stat where Drake May is number 1.
I think most Packers fans would trade Jordan Love for Drake May, right? Especially in a rookie contract, year 2, what he's doing.
Let's not even.
Yeah, on a rookie contract, I think people will.
Age, potential, yeah, you'd make the deal.
Probably. Oh. Yeah, he's really impressive.
Jason, you making that deal if the Patriots call?
I would like to see more of Drake May before I decide that. Yes.
Kyle, you making the deal?
Drake May was bad in the AFC Championship game.
I agree.
He was very bad.
The weather conditions were bad, but he was not good.
He was on the road first playoff game.
But I will say,
on the road first playoff game. How did Jordan Love do in Dallas?
He went crazy.
He was 7 years into the league at that point.
Stop it.
He had a good offensive line.
What goes into QBR?
Bad.
Do you know?
Yeah.
QBR guy.
Every play is evaluated. And
including drops, right?
Yeah, in drops. If you take a sack when you shouldn't take a sack, it hurts your QBR. If you throw a ball that should have been intercepted, but it's dropped by the other team.
So it's just a more advanced version of quarterback rating?
Yeah, it's an evaluation of every single play, and it's weighted toward plays that matter more in the game as compared to plays that don't matter as much in the game.
Yeah, I just say on Love, Jason, the consistency was a big thing we talked about all offseason, and I thought this year was his best in terms of consistency. He was the same quarterback in September that he was in December for the most part, minus the losses. But all in all, I thought from a consistency standpoint, he totally checked that box this year.
By the way, here's a crazy one. Right now, I don't think I'd take Lamar Jackson for Jordan Love.
No, absolutely not.
I wouldn't.
Right? So
Drake May is one of the few I'd consider.
Right. So
but also trading for them and who is the best right now is a different conversation.
Right. So Matthew Stafford versus Jordan Love.
I would still take Love because if you said for one season, it's a different conversation.
Right. For this past year, you'd probably take Stafford. But
if Love is quarterbacking the Rams this year, he's the MVP. He doesn't have established weapons like Stafford had.
And
an offensive line.
So
and the play caller of that level.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a wow. It's Sean McVay. What are we saying?
Right. If
he didn't actually have a great NFC championship.
I know, but if LaFleur's top 5, I think people would look at McVay as maybe top 2, right?
Yeah, behind Reed, yeah.
Okay, so then really the only guys you would for sure take over him are Mahomes and Josh Allen at this point?
I mean, yes.
I think you could throw a Drake May in there, but
for sure.
I don't know that May is for sure. It's something I'd certainly consider.
The runner, he should be the MVP
right.
for this year.
But I'm saying that has a lot to do with record, right? Yeah. And he had a great year. But Jason, are there any others that you'd say for sure? Joe Burrow.
That was exactly who I was waiting my turn. That's exactly who I was going to say. I mean, look, Joe Burrow's had a ton of injury issues, obviously, that have derailed him. But when he's healthy, he's been top 3 for sure, and he gets forgotten because of all the time he's missed. So again, I think there are multiple levels that Love can still get to, but whenever we have this conversation, it feels like, if you don't want to put him super high, that you're dogging him. And I think he's a really good player, but I think that there's much more out there for him still. And, I mean, he's going to be going into his 7th season. Is that right? 3 years as a starter, 3 years as a backup. I mean, I want to see him take over games. And I think we've seen that occasionally, but not frequently. Is that fair?
I think it's totally fair, and I think it's fair to say, he comes out in the second half of the Bears game and has 4 drives that have 1 total first down, right? And that's the knock on Matt LaFleur right now, and that's the knock on Jordan Love, and they're both fair. But I think you could argue that he is anywhere from QB5 to QB12 in the league right now, which sets you up to win.
Right, and look, let's also not lose sight of the fact that if we look at the way the guys around him play, their offensive line, they have to do a better job of figuring out what they're doing there. And I think we also tend to overestimate, not Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft is a stud. There's no doubt about it. But, if Christian Watson doesn't come back and play the way he did, I'm not sure that, to your point earlier about the Rams' weapons versus the Packers, I just feel like we often over-evaluate what he's got to work with. And I think that's a factor, too.
So, Jason, given that, what did you think of the Goody extension?
My frustration with conversations about Goody is that I just don't think he receives ample criticism. I feel like he's a good GM to a very good GM, but I feel like Evan and Tausch think he's way better than I think he's been. I think his record is far more uneven than he gets criticized for. And that doesn't make him bad. That doesn't mean they should fire him and have hired somebody else. But, we're going to see a Super Bowl with 2 teams that were built by 2 guys that used to work in the same building. And I don't know if we can say, Elliot Wolf's a better GM than Goody is. He hasn't been at it as long. But I think there's a lot of draft misses, and there's some mistakes that they've made in terms of who they've let walk versus who they've kept. And I think there's been some, he gets by on that 2019 free agent group. And then obviously Xavier McKinney was great the last 2 years. We've seen what's gone on with Josh Jacobs playing through injury last year. Strofe and I talked about this earlier in the week. Everybody's down on Josh Jacobs because he wasn't as productive, but he played through injury. And those are the same people that were mad at Jair Alexander for never playing through injury. And so I don't know what some fans want from a guy. If he plays hurt, but he's not as productive, that's held against him. But if he doesn't play hurt, then that's held against him.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, do you think that this extension is just, hey, we want to keep things here for the short term? Like, what happens to the team if we get another repeat next year, right? You get to the playoffs, you lose in the first round, you don't get to that Super Bowl, you're not a real contender. Like, do you anticipate that there could actually be change within these contract extensions?
I think it's the next 2 years. I think it's this year and next year. So let's say they win a playoff game, lose a playoff game, but don't get to the NFC Championship game. I don't think anybody's going anywhere. Like, if they bottomed out somehow, which I just don't see as possible unless they had worse injury issues than they even had this year, then maybe something happens right away. But I look at where they're at. I think it's these next 2 years. The way they structured the deal with Micah Parsons, it's kind of a 2-year deal, or a 3-year window with him, 2 more years. So, I mean, look, there's still pressure on these guys. I look at where they're at, and I don't think that these extensions just scream, oh, they've got nothing to worry about. I think the next 2 years, if they end up in the same place each of the next 2 years, I don't think Ed Policy is going to have a whole lot of patience, and they're going to dip into their rainy day fund to pay off what's left on those contracts and move on.
From a roster construction standpoint, what do you think is the biggest need this offseason?
How much time do we have on the program? Like, it's not.
We have an hour left.
Yeah, I mean,
44 minutes.
Look,
to be exact.
I think defensive line is a problem. I think corner is a problem. I think offensive line is a problem. I mean, we're sitting here talking about what a good GM he is, and they relied on that 2022 draft class, right? And they're going to let a large percentage of those guys walk. And when you do that, you better have guys that are ready, that are already on your roster, and I'm not sure they do.
You didn't answer the question.
Well, corner.
Yeah, I'm with Jason. The corners are abysmal. Like, the corners were bad. Now you can look at the the rankings of everybody, and I believe based off of Pro Football Focus, they all were like 80th or worst.
Yeah,
and you literally have 2 starting corners on the outside, so that gives you 64, and then you probably add a nickel in there. So you're talking about the 96 corners that you have. Yours are in the bottom third. That isn't great.
I'm just giving Jason a hard time because the point is evident, right? This is a really big offseason for Goody, whether that's in the draft without a first-round pick or free agency or they're a good roster. They're not great. They're not Super Bowl ready. I don't know how you elevate this roster this offseason, and that's what I'm super intrigued to see how Goody handles it.
Now, are you saying they were Super Bowl ready this year, but they're not going to be because of the defections in the offseason?
They have some great talent, right? So Love, Kraft, Parsons.
Because, Jason, did you believe this, the healthy version of this season, we replay this out, could this team be playing next week in your mind, because of injuries, or were there actual flaws that were revealed, like the defensive backs, that regardless of these injuries, they weren't going?
No, I think if they're not playing this weekend, it's because they lost last weekend. If they're healthy, I think Tucker Kraft and I think Micah Parsons were the 2 players they could lose the least, and that includes the quarterback. Like, that's not saying that Malik Willis is as good as Jordan Love. That's not what I'm saying. But I think they could have still won without him more than they could do without those other 2 guys. And I would have loved to.
Tucker Kraft more valuable to the offense than Jordan Love.
I would have loved to have seen what their offense looked like if they had both Tucker Kraft and Christian Watson healthy.
And Reed, right? I mean, they never had Reed healthy.
Was back at the end of the year. Yeah,
but
exactly.
was he? I mean, was he? I mean, he was gutty in terms of kind of how he worked through things. What are you laughing at, Scouts?
Because I got Kyle in my ear saying, and my boy Golden next year.
Golden next year. Boy, I'm going to be excited.
As long as they have an offensive line.
I mean, Jason, is the Golden pick, someone, was it Strophe criticizing the Golden pick because he didn't make an impact this year?
For a team that wants, he preached, Goody did, urgency. And that we should start competing for championships. And he certainly showed that by trading for Micah Parsons. But his draft class last year stunk.
That's what happens when your GM and your coach aren't on the same page.
Nobody from that draft class contributed until the playoff game with Matthew Golden was his coming out party, but a little bit too late.
Jason, let's just go bigger picture now. So as we go into next year, like, what do we think? How do you break down the NFC North? Like, who's the best team coming into the year? I know we have a draft. I know we have a free agency. But as we sit here today, are you putting the Bears ahead of the Packers coming into next year? Are the Packers the favorite to win the division? How do we think about the Lions coming off of this year?
I like the Packers the best, not because I'm a homer, but because I'm not sure that the Bears were as good as their record made them look, right? They won a bunch of close games. They played a bunch of teams that weren't great. Now they're going to play a first-place schedule. I'm not saying they're not a good team, but I want to see more from them.
Turnover differential.
That was huge. They were great. And look, that's another thing that we haven't really talked about much when it comes to the Packers. They went from 31 takeaways to 14. Like, for all the attention the ball king got, Wendell Davis, who left to join Hafley in Miami.
Sayonara.
They had less than half as many takeaways as they had the previous year. Like, you want to look at all the good things their defense is capable of. That was a huge problem, and they can't. That makes your life so much easier and makes your team so much better when you're able to take the ball away, and they just could not do it to save themselves.
It'll be interesting to see what the story is next year, and ultimately how fans embrace or don't embrace whatever happens. Can we assume that all those top 4 free agents are gone, Jason?
So who are we terming?
I'm sorry.
Walker,
Walker, Dobbs, Willis, and
Walker. 2 Walkers.
I guess that is true.
Quay and Rashid.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you're probably right. And here's the other issue with them in free agency at this point. Like, they don't have a ton of cap room to work with. Now they're going to. I think they're also going to clear some veteran players. Right, they're going to move on from Elton Jenkins. They're going to move on from. I mean, unless I've got this completely wrong, they're going to move on from Rashawn Gary. And if they do those two things, that actually creates net salary. Crazy, especially if they do them as post June 1. But my biggest concern, I want to rescind my earlier statement about the corners. I want to see what they do on their offensive line.
Totally agree.
Because I was talking about this with Strofe on Weekly Wildy too. Like, and I'm not advocating for them to move on from Aaron Banks, but the way his contract is structured, it's basically a two-way go. They could basically keep him and take the $9 million roster bonus that he's due the third day of the league year and change it to a signing bonus and spread it out so his cap number goes down. Or they can look at him and go, for what we're going to have to pay him, we don't really love what we got from him either. So I think it's more likely that he stays, but I don't know if it's like super likely that that's the case. So now, if that were to happen, now you're talking about you've got Jordan Morgan at left tackle. You're now not sure what you're doing at left guard. You don't know what you're doing at center because I don't think they're going to re-sign Sean Ryan. You've got Anthony Belton playing right guard, which you think is the right spot for him, but maybe he's a tackle. And then let's not forget, they've got Zach Tom coming off of a patellar tendon tear that he was having surgery for. So we don't know what he's going to look like early on next season. And they're not going to bring back Elton Jenkins. I mean, it's a complete reset potentially on the offensive line. And we just got done saying about how their first 4 drives of the second half in the playoff game against the Bears, they managed 19 total yards and 1 first down. It was a lot of the protection that was factoring into why Jordan Love wasn't better after he played so well in the first half. So, for a team that I just got done saying if Kraft and Parsons stay healthy, I think is a Super Bowl team or an NFC Championship game team, we're looking at a lot of moving pieces going into 2026.
Yeah, Jason's like, the Packers would have been in the Super Bowl, and I don't like any positional unit on this team at all. So both things somehow are true.
But that's also, and Craig, you know this, and I know it's not apples to apples with the NBA, but star players really do matter. And if you take those two guys that we talked about out of the equation, who are their stars? Jordan Love, who's somewhere between the 5th best and 12th best quarterback. And who else? McKinney, I guess, but McKinney went from 8 picks to 3? Like, he didn't tilt the field. He certainly was an important piece to the entirety of their defense. But again, stars win a lot of games for you. And I'm not sure how many they had after those two guys got hurt.
Not to rub the wounds in the people who live and die there. You have to believe in those 4 possessions, Tucker Kraft could have got you 1 or 2 first downs, right?
I do go back, though, to what you said, Jason, about that offensive line, because even if we think Jordan Love is a top 5 quarterback, we've seen quarterbacks have their entire season sink behind bad offensive lines.
Joe Burrow.
You see that with Joe Burrow. You've seen it with Justin Herbert, who years ago people probably would put him in top 5. You've seen it with C.J. Stroud, who after his rookie year, people were, he's going to be the next big thing. And that is something that no matter what your weapons are on the outside, and Christian Watson and Tucker Kraft together and Matthew Golden being what Kyle thinks he's going to be, and all of a sudden, if Jordan Love doesn't have the line, then the whole offense can just feel off.
Great point.
Well, and you mentioned Sam Darnold earlier, and I think back, and Tausch loves to bring up how he admitted he was seeing ghosts, right? Because that's you can't admit that, and he did, which I appreciate people who are honest. But that was partially because the Jets couldn't protect him to save his life either. And I'm not saying he suddenly evolved into Joe Montana, but you can see that you can win with a quarterback who doesn't have to be in the top 5 if you do all the other things that make him better and reduce how much of the burden he has to carry. And I think at this point, from what we saw from Love, he's more than capable of being that guy. Again, I'm curious to see if they get to a point where he has to put his team on his back. How does he perform? Because I think we took for granted how often his predecessor truly did that.
There he is, Jason Wilde. We appreciate you joining us. Check him out on Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon, at Jason J. Wilde. Thanks, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
See you, Jason.
There he is, the great Jason Wilde. Mixed thoughts from Jason today. I'm not sure if he thinks that. I feel like underlying, he feels like LaFleur has to do a little more with less.
Yep.
Sounds like he thinks this team is overly reliant on their stars and the rest of the roster isn't good, but their stars are so good that they could get them to where they want to go.
Yeah, when you're thinking about not bringing back a whole draft class of 2022, that's problematic. You had 7 to 9 picks and none of them turned out. That is indicative of how bad your GM was.
I mean, so 2022, that's Rasheed Walker, and he was the 7th round pick, but Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt's back, Sean Ryan probably back. And that's it.
You think so? Based off what?
I do. He's cheap and he played center well. I think Sean Ryan's probably back.
So, but again, that's based off what the market's going to pay.
Quay Walker would be back, right? It's just at the price. I'm saying it's
the price.
Yeah, but if you're not willing to pay the price for the guy, then that means that it's not good.
But it may just be how you evaluate the position.
And not willing to sign him to that 5th-year option before less.
Quay Walker told Jason, I want to say it was in November, that he had a contract in front of him and he didn't sign it. So clearly the dollar wasn't close to what he believes or him and his team believe.
They're bringing back
getting free agency.
Is Christian Watson and Devontae Wyatt are the only, and Zach Tom, those 3 are the only 3 that for sure will be on the roster next year.
Horrible.
That's a pretty good draft.
That's not. That was a great draft for him.
It was a good draft, but Quay Walker, if you ask me, Quay Walker was a miss. He's replaceable. He's definitely he's replaceable. So I mean, if you got a guy that's replaceable, then it's all right. Thank you for your service and move on. You want to get guys that get the second contract.
Rasheed Walker obviously replaceable.
You want to get a Zach Tom.
Why are you gonna say that about Kyle Sheed?
I know.
I'm
only saying that.
I'm a big fan of Sheed.
He won't be back. Enagbaro.
It's not as bad as that 21 draft.
Kyle, you're with me.
That was an all-time bad draft.
Right? They should do whatever they can to get him back.
Not whatever they can.
Well, he's not going to be that expensive.
Well, again, you keep saying that these guys aren't going to be expensive when somebody.
Look at the other free agents.
All it takes is somebody paying them $6 to $8 million a year, and Goody might say, I don't know about
Fair
that.
point.
Look, we paid Aaron Banks money the 49ers weren't willing to pay, and look at the 49ers.
I don't know if he'll be back.
They replaced him. They didn't miss a beat.
We will talk more, and we'll get back into the Bucks talk as well as we continue. It is Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but the way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only, and you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news, a rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS caused by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $152,000 in taxes because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a clear plan and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Homer here with a message about 3 Pillar Senior Living Communities located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. 3 Pillar Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. 3 Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You got to go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on 3 Pillars at 3pillars.org.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Give me your biggest takeaway.
One. Oh, number one?
Yes.
With the bullet, it's not even close. Micah Parsons is the guy we thought he is.
On 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It may be cold outside, but if you're thinking about a basketball court, a basketball hoop on the driveway, now's the time to do it. Schedule now with our guys. Did you have one, Greg, growing up? You have a little hoop on the basketball hoop?
In my driveway?
Yeah, you did?
Got one in my house right now, too.
Yep.
Probably needs an update. I may need to call these guys.
Our guys, they are unbelievable because, like, you go to don't even trying to go to a big box store and think, like, what hoop to get? How are you going to actually get it installed at your house? Like, all of that. Like, can you even imagine what that process is? Precision Sports is unbelievable. They actually now have exercise equipment, too. So when you're working with them on the basketball hoop, it is an absolute natural add-on. But they will figure it out. They'll work with you. Start today. I mean, it is now February. If you want to have your full use of a hoop on your driveway, do it now. Go to our friends at Precision Sports. The beautiful thing is, schedule it now. You'll have the whole season of basketball for you. They'll figure out where on the driveway. They'll figure out the lines if you want to do it. They can absolutely do it all. Go to precisionsportsonline.com. That is precisionsportsonline.com. Get a free quote. They work with all the manufacturers you'd want. And, as we said now, exercise equipment also on top of it. All right, so as we roll on, wanted to dip real quick back into the NBA. There have been a few trades in the last 24 hours. Not names that are getting anyone too super excited, but the Cavs made a trade that was a strategic salary dump, but also I think they picked up Keon Ellis, who's a nice piece. I would guess Dennis Schroeder, who they got, they'll probably try to flip for something else, or maybe just to get under
guard depth and defense. And
I don't know. They have LaMelo Ball. I mean, they have Alonzo Ball. Sorry, they have Keon Ellis, who they got in that trade. I mean, if Darius Garland is healthy, I just don't see totally where Schroeder fits in. If he continues to be hurt, then I could see it. Also, depends on what Lonzo Ball's health is. I mean, they're pretty deep there, and they need.
When's the last time he's been healthy?
He's been healthy a little bit. Yeah, but they need to get. They do need to get under the second apron. Hawks make a deal of a really interesting player on a good contract that just comes down from Shams in the last hour. In the last hour, it is a trade with the Blazers. Vit Krejci traded to the Blazers for Duop Reith and 2 second-rounders. So we are going to see moves happening. The Bucks play today. As it stands right now, it's pretty wild to look at it. Because we've been very focused on the play-in, and, hey, the Bucks are only 5 games out of 4th and things like that. Now you look and you see that the Bucks with 18 wins, there are only 6 teams in the NBA with less wins than the Milwaukee Bucks.
Woof.
Yeesh.
Feels like within a month it went from look at how close they are to being in the play-in and to being in the playoffs to look at how close they are to being in a position to have a top 5 pick in the lottery this year.
Which is good.
So there's 5 teams with either 12 or 13 wins right now. The Bucks have 18, so there's some room up there between them. I think the interesting thing about it is the Bucks, if you are thinking about a draft pick, you want all these teams to win, except you want the Pelicans to lose.
Yep.
And the Pelicans are the only team that doesn't control their draft pick. So they're the only team that's really, really, really trying to win. And that's the team who we need to root to to lose. So it definitely makes it an interesting dynamic when you're looking every day. And you also want to see some good things from this roster, right? Like you want to see, guys like Gary Trent and AJ Green, who were stars in their role at the end of last season, play better, right? Yeah. You want to see Ryan Rollins continue to develop. You want to see the Miles Turner that we've seen the last few games. So I think as the Bucks get ready to play today, which you can hear that game here on ESPN Madison and on WTMJ, and you can watch it on ESPN, it's really interesting to see what version of the Milwaukee Bucks you get.
Isn't this all still so dependent on what happens over the next 4 days with Giannis, though? Right? Like, I get, like,
it's all that.
You want to see
it's
some
all
development there, but, like, if Giannis is gone, Miles Turner's not going to be here for long, you would assume, right?
Correct.
Like, so some of this is really just dependent in terms of these next 4 days are going to literally set the course of what this franchise looks like in terms of what they're trying to do, over the next year.
Yeah, maybe. It's truthfully, and to your point, it's dependent on what happens with Giannis. Now, I don't think we get a solution to this until the 4th of July, frankly, on whether he is in the Bucks' future or is not in the Bucks' future. I don't think he gets traded this week. If he gets moved, I think it happens in the offseason, maybe around the draft or afterwards.
Miles Turner, 31 points on Tuesday. Miles Turner, 6 blocks on Thursday. It's a spike in activity for Miles Turner. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. It is Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Two hearts are interlinked,
intertwined,
permanently connected like 2 links in a chain.
the perfect symbol of a lifetime commitment.
One of the hearts is silver white.
The other is silver pink.
And each of the hearts is inlaid with tiny little diamonds that glitter like stars on a clear winter night.
The interlinked hearts are hanging on to each other as they dangle on the end of a chain.
Another perfect symbol of having a life partner.
It's not only the perfect symbol of a lifetime commitment, it's an incredibly beautiful diamond pendant.
Just $238.
The Kissing Hearts Diamond Pendant is part of the Kissing Hearts collection at Kessler's.
Even though it's just $238, it's still one of the most expensive things in the collection.
I'm buying the two-tone Kissing Hearts cross.
The mother and child is spellbinding.
There's a Kissing Hearts ring.
Kissing Hearts earrings.
And 19 other Kissing Hearts pendants.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you. With 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 24 retired, honoring George Thompson. Too bad he didn't wear 40. He was Marquette's all-time leading scorer for 40 years, and he played only 3 seasons. Al McGuire said it best. Everything at Marquette changed after George Thompson, a high school superstar in the New York City area, came here. And years later, Shaka Smart added, for those that weren't around in 1969, George Thompson, the original Dwayne Wade. Your business is unique, and your health plan should be too. At United Healthcare, our group health plans are built for you and your employees. Whether you're running a small startup or managing a large enterprise, we offer solutions designed to fit your needs, your goals, and your budget. Explore your options today at uhc.com/Wisconsin. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or their affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare of Wisconsin, Inc.
Whether it's breaking Packers news, breaking Bucks news, or breaking Brewers news, we are Milwaukee's place for the biggest sports stories right when they happen on 94.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Continuing on Sunday Karma, Jimmy Leonard got a job. We talked about him all week last week. Kyle?
Yeah,
your guy.
I'm happy.
What? I don't want to talk too much about the Broncos, but forget about the game. Like, have the Broncos, like, unraveled? Like,
no, actually,
what happened? Like, Bo Nix is having a press conference to talk about how, like, what his coach was, Sean Payton was saying. Was it like, what's going on there, Kyle?
All I know is they have a coach that realized, even though I made it to an AFC championship game, I can't settle. And the only reason Jim Leonard left is because Vance Joseph is probably not going to get a head coaching job, and he had an opportunity to become a defensive coordinator. If not, he probably would have been a DC in Denver. But, yeah, I mean, I like that. You make to an AFC championship, you say, wasn't good enough, you fire your OC. I like that. Unlike what we got here where they're too friendly to get rid of their OC.
Yep. Okay. Just want to make sure. I mean, so you're cool with the quarterback having his own press conference and that whole thing?
I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Bo Nix. I don't pay. The season is over.
Yeah.
Okay. My Broncos fandom only comes back once the season starts.
You gonna watch the Super Bowl?
I'll probably dabble a little bit. The Packers have been out.
Interesting.
Yeah, Packers,
one more football game left the whole year.
Super Bowl. 90-day fiance?
Dabble. It just, it still stings a little bit. It stings a lot for the Broncos, but more so for my Packers, to be honest.
You said more like a Broncos fan. Bad Bunny, is that the deal?
Yeah, he hates him. Oh, yeah, I hate Bad Bunny. No, I'm actually a big Bad Bunny fan. I'm not that type of guy. Oh,
I gotta dive into his music a little bit.
That Spanish-speaking guy here in America.
Here we go. Look what you did. I knew what I was doing.
Chef Ed says, wait, so Jim Leonard so it wasn't just a Wisconsin thing. He ended up talking to 3 different teams in a short period of time, getting a D coordinator job. So I think good for him, right? Like, not like
I'm not bothered by it at all. I'm excited because it's another storyline. Like, if he all of a sudden turns the Bills around and Gannon's not great for the Packers, it becomes the TJ Watt, Kevin King. You know, even without the Wisconsin connection, it becomes the LVN versus Gonzalez or JSN. It becomes the sliding doors moment. And I think a lot of people who are familiar with Jimmy Leonard believe in what he could bring to a team, and he's going to have a chance to do it with a team that's going to be a Super Bowl contender for years to come.
Alan, you're on Sunday Karma. Morning, Alan.
Hey, good morning, y'all. 2 things. One, real quick, in Denver, they scapegoated that guy. It's obvious. To fire that guy that quick, he's a scapegoat, and that's all it is out there. The other thing is, with the Packers in the division, and this is basically a traditional thing that they've never partaken in. You see, Dan Campbell went to Detroit, and the first thing he did was beefed up the offensive line. He grabbed himself 2 running backs and said, we don't care how our quarterback's going to play. We're going to run over you. Then Johnson goes to Chicago. He knew the reputation of Caleb. You know, that line gave up 70 sacks. He brought in 6 linemen and 2 running backs and said, through hell or high water, we're going to fix this line and we're going to run over you. Detroit's been running over the division for 3 years. Chicago's been running over the league now for 1 year, and I assume they're going to continue to do it. And the Packers have never, ever really thought about or tried to be like a 2-headed running back monster. And they've had offensive lines that probably could have done it, but they've never really tried it. And we see it when whoever they have as the starter gets injured or goes out. You know, the the run game kind of suffers. But
I mean, Alan, kind of Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, right, before he went to Detroit.
And they spent the third round.
Oh, stop it. Jamal Williams was trash.
No, he was not. He was a good second running back. And secondly, they attempted to do the two-headed thing when they drafted Marshawn Lloyd, but he hasn't been healthy at all. So I hear your point. It's not something they've ignored, though. And I think Craig's right.
Well, they failed to build an offensive line. It's pretty clear, right?
This year was the worst.
Historically, in the Ted Thompson era, their offensive line was a top 10 offensive line forever.
Good call, Alan.
Even under Goody. Last year was bad. Last year was really bad.
Under Goody, but he got to keep the sort of the fumes of what the Ted Thompson era was.
Sure, but I would say even 2 years ago, Greg, you're looking at that offensive line and going, wow, they can really, do whatever they want, right? Elton Jenkins was playing all 5 positions on the offensive line despite the injuries that year, and they were still really effective up front.
And can we also say A.J. Dillon was a miserable failure?
Yeah, he didn't live up to what
Greg's guy.
What was thought.
It's Greg's guy.
How's that my guy?
BC, Boston College.
I'm saying
it's your guy.
I mean, he was
just like halfway. Your guy.
I mean, he was the 62nd overall pick. I mean, that's a high pick for a running back these days, right?
I'm a big fan of his.
So
he
it's
underwhelmed.
yeah. I mean,
Did he play for the Eagles this year?
Yeah,
I know he was on the roster. Did he play?
He got in the game. Yeah.
I'm saying it's very likable, popular Packer, but that should have been part of a two-headed monster and should have been late in games like the guy. And it happened like 2 or 3 times, probably. I feel like where the way they envisioned, but that never worked out. All right, more Sunday Karma as we roll on.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Green and Gold have found their guy.
The Packers have hired their new defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, now the former Cardinals head coach.
And he promises to be electric. The Green Bay Packers have hired Jonathan Gannon as their new defensive coordinator.
Good.
Stay up to date with all your Packers offseason news right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Well, you made it. 2025 is in the books. Or is it? Are your books ready for 2026? Have you been able to plan for 2026 growth? If you feel like you are running your business on a wing and a prayer, let us help you make sense of your numbers and get your business in financial shape to move forward in 2026. Don't be stuck in the past trying to clean up your books. Get a head start on making 2026 your best year yet. Make the new tax laws work for you to put more money in your pocket. Call us now to see what your business can do. The first meeting is free. Call 414-325-2040 now. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040. Or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Imagine working with a contractor that quits halfway through a project or never calls you back when you have questions, or worse, takes your money and you never see them again. Unfortunately, we hear about them all the time. Hi, this is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and Siding Unlimited is absolutely not that company. Siding Unlimited has been doing business for 32 years, proving to be an honest, ethical, and forthright company. If you're looking for the honest guys for your next siding, windows, roofing, and doors project, stop by sidingunlimited.com today.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app. Whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew, let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into the Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2 right here on 94.5 ESPN.
You're listening to ESPN Milwaukee on 94.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's that time.
Yes, it's finally here.
Craig makes his picks of the week.
You can bet the house on it.
Picks of the week on Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin. Presented by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, how about this? Speaking of Palermo's, Screamin' Sicilian at Pick and Save and Metro Market for 1 week only. It is a buy one, get one free on Screamin' Sicilian. You don't get that.
Took advantage of it yesterday at Pick and Save.
Hurry in. Buy one, get one free. Ends February 10th. Pick and Save and Metro Market. Screamin' Sicilian, delicious. And stock up for the Super Bowl. Great way to get ready for your Super Bowl party with our great friends at Palermo's. So as we're talking about Palermo's picks on a week where we have no NFL, what are you doing to fill the gap? Greg, you're filling it with a little children's museum, it sounds like?
At the children's museum, yep. Kid's birthday party, not mine, but somebody else's that in my kid's class.
Happy birthday. Are you watching the Grammys? I will be watching the Grammys intently tonight.
I'll probably watch the Grammys.
Bucks Celtics right into the Grammys.
Yeah.
Will you really watch Bucks Celtics?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will watch all 48 minutes of Bucks Celtics.
I'll definitely have it on in the background. A little Sunday sauce action today too, so I'll be doing that. Making dinner the whole thing. And, yeah, it'll be a nice Sunday.
You can cook.
I'm
wait,
good.
wait. What'd you say? Sunday sauce?
Yeah.
Does that mean like getting sauced?
No,
Oh,
I'm making my Sunday sauce.
Okay.
It's like I'm good at what I'm good at. I'd say that.
Italian food, I assume? Given that you said sauce?
Everybody's got, your strengths. I've got my strengths.
Which are?
So is this like a barbecue sauce or is this like a pasta sauce?
I think it's like a pasta sauce.
Okay,
it's like a
pasta
Sunday
sauce.
gravy.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Just
like
want to make sure.
a nice meat sauce.
Red or white?
Red or white?
Sauce.
I mean, it's a Sunday sauce. It's a red sauce.
Why are you to keep saying Sunday sauce like I know what that means?
It's like a Sunday gravy sauce, like a bolognese.
Okay, gravy's
No,
brown. not red.
no.
White.
I'm saying I don't think everyone would know what a Sunday sauce is. I don't think that's like
You're acting like I'm the idiot here.
Yeah.
You're talking about your own
Gravy.
tradition. Like I
If
should
you're
know
talking
what
about
it is.
Italian food and it's like a Sunday gravy, it's going to be a red sauce
Why
that
do you
goes on
keep saying
pasta.
gravy?
Because
I'm
that's
very
what it's
confused.
called.
You are
That is a
confusing
little
the hell out
confusing
of
for
me.
non-Italians. I mean, I
Kyle,
got
you
what
give a
you're saying.
damn
I
about the
knew it was
Grammys?
Italian
knows
sauce.
what
Kyle, you care about the Grammys?
Yeah, I do.
Best new artist to stack this year.
I'm not a fan of.
Pro Bowl?
That's on Tuesday.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's really on
It's
Tuesday.
on Tuesday. Yeah, it's
No,
not on Sunday
really?
anymore. They don't play a game. They play flag football now. It's on Tuesday.
I thought it might have been going on now at some point. Like
Wait,
when I
is it
looked
still
up.
in Hawaii?
No, it's in Orlando.
Oh wow, you're. Oof. I wish I missed those days.
Yeah, dude. Sean Taylor, best hit in the Pro Bowl ever.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I was so sad that day. It happened during the weekend. I was like, wait, what?
I remember that.
Man,
Yeah.
sure you do, Stro.
I do.
Greg, your Pro Bowl knowledge is like Strophy's Sunday sauce knowledge.
I'll at least own that though. I'll own that. It's my fault. I'll take ownership.
Stay out
Are
these.
you claiming I don't?
By the way, NBA All-Star Game. Who understands how that works?
I learned a lot today.
U.S. versus the world.
Right, but do you understand how that works?
It's
No.
still Eastern and Western selections.
Because
but
there were
then-
5 starters named from the East and West.
But
so
they
then,
actually
how does
won't
that
play
actually
together.
work?
Yeah, I'm confused by that.
Because there's going to
Great
be
point by you.
there's going to be 24 players who get selected. But then what if there aren't 16 and 8? So then additional players will be made up to make sure the rosters, because first they will set 24 players, but if of the first 24, there aren't 16 American and 8 international.
We've gotten too far away. I know everybody thought that we needed to improve on these All-Star games. They're worse now that people don't even understand what they are.
It is quite complicated. Stay healthy, stay together, survive today, thrive tomorrow, don't settle. You have been listening to Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin. Kyle, send us out. Peace.
And let's go all night. This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so 4 events by design. Events like appreciation parties